Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another Commander deck tech straight out of the new set. We're covering the World Tree. Yes, it's a land, but with the Commander Golos, the World Tree is basically your commander. So this card, enters battlefield tapped, it's just a land. Taps are green if you have 6 or more lands. All your lands get fixed, they can produce any colour, so chromatic lantern effect. But the big kicker while we're running this, 10 mana, 2 of each colour, tap, sack it, search your library for any number of god cards, put them onto the battlefield, shuffle your library. So for 10 mana, we can go out and tutor any gods out of our deck and just cheat him straight in. I think we could win a game with that pretty easy. So when you actually look at Golos, who will be the actual official commander for this deck, he's 5 mana, colorless, but when he enters battlefield, you may search your library for any land card, put onto the battlefield tapped. Oh, what a coincidence. We can get that exact card we need with our commander. He also can pay 7 mana, so 5 colored, 2 generic, and you can cheat top 3 cards off your deck into play. Basically, it should look like this. Just cut that bottom bit off the World Tree and glue it on the bottom there. That's what this commander is. So we've got a couple ideas with them. What we're trying to do is we're going to try and cheat out all the gods we can in one hit and just do a god rush and just crush our opponent in one hit. We have a couple other backup things. We have the Mazes End combo because we're 5 color, no problem. Plus a lands matter commander. And we have Doorway to Nothingness because we have 5 color. We've got a lot of ramp, easy to pull off. And we've just got general grindy attrition. So with actual God Rush, there's a few gods we need in particular. Basically in the Naya. The Naya gods are the ones that enable each other. We'll have all our devotion, all gods are online, and we can just crush our opponent. So Porphyros Bronze Blooded is a key one. All other creatures you control have haste. He gives the other gods haste so they can attack that turn. He cannot, unfortunately. God of the Forge says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, he deals 2 damage to each opponent. All your things are entering at the same time, devotion's all online, it's all occurring at the same time, you can choose the order of the stack, so you can hemorrhage your opponent. Ilhag, the big pig, he can cheat things from your hand tapped and attacking, so you've got maybe another god or a big creature in your hand. When he attacks on that first turn, he comes out with haste, thanks to Bronze Blooded, you can cheat another thing in. God of Hunt is a very key one here too, giving your entire team trample, again except for herself, while the Keen-Eyed gives our creatures a reduction, which does help with our commander a little bit. While Ronus is still living, he's more of here as a body. He's cheap, he's a 5/5 Death Touch, good with trample, while Ronus the Dead, the Eternal, when he enters battlefield, double the power of each other creature you control to end a turn. He's a key part to the massive blowout effect, getting us up to I think 135 points of damage. Both the Ketras work well, very similar in this deck, both are 3/6s with double strike, they're just good meaty bodies, once they get powered up they hit real hard. And Heliod, he gives your entire team vigilance, also another big thick body too. And the only multicolor gods that help with the God Rush is the God of Victory and the God of Revels. With Victory, gives all your creatures menace, just makes it a lot harder for your opponent to stop the rush. And the God of Revels, you can pump up a creature before combat, doubling it up even further. So this is kind of what the God Rush looks like on a good old Excel spreadsheet, love him. So Porphyros the Bronze Blooded, he cannot not attack. He's a 7/6, but he's giving everything else haste, so ignore him in terms of damage. God of the Forge is a 6/5, but it does let you hemorrhage your opponent. If you're just doing the basic God Rush here with only these ones, you can hit up to an extra 24 thanks to him. The Big Pig cheats anything in. He's at least a 6/6, but you could have more damage thanks to whatever you cheat in. So the Keen-Eyed, she makes your things just cheaper, doesn't matter with the God Rush, but she's a 5/6, where God of the Hunt is a 6/6 too, making your other creatures of trample. Ronus, both 5/5s, but that doubling thing, that really does push it over the edge. When it comes to Ketra being a 3/6 double striker, both prints, we're seeing more like 6 power, just in terms of what could hit a player for. Heliod, just a 5/6 too, but having Vigilance does allow you to block on the swing back too, which is nice, so you might not just get clapped out. And Xenagos doubles something up, but he too is a 6/5. And the God of Victory, he's a 7/4, he's actually a bit fatter. So, base power, no buffing, nothing going on, 63 power, not including the Bronze Blooded, and that's also allowing for the double strike to hit officially. When we add on Xenagos' doubling effect, you'd put it onto the God of Victory because he's the biggest power there, making him a 14/4. And then you got to count for Ronus' doubling effect, but it does not double himself, keep that in mind. So you're going up to 135 power and a full swing, if you can pull it off. But just remember, God of Hunt, Bronze Blooded, Ronus, and God of Revels, they're your main 4 that you need to really push out the damage. Okay, supporting gods. These guys are not intended to be with the rush or insta-kill players, but if you want to get them out anyway and do things with them, you totally can. The Scarab God just gives us Reanimator in this deck. We can steal juicy things from their graveyard. Our graveyard not so much being indestructible gods or gods that can return. The Locust God helps gum up the board with a ton of tokens, very good. God of Deception is here in case we can't kill him with combat damage, we have to try and mill him out, just another way to kill him. Thassa the Deep Dwelling, she's here to keep flickering our commander. Beginning of your end step, exile one target creature you control, then return to the battlefield. You do it on Golos, so you can keep getting more lands out of your deck. And with God Eternal Kefnet, his reduction copy effect is great with our board wipes. That's the main thing. Our deck runs shrines, we run tons of gods, we're all indestructible, non-creature permanents. So just wrapping the board constantly never hurts us. And Erebos is here just to help prevent some life gain, and possible draw if we need to.
Nice.
I really like the avatars, they're like a big devotion battery. So we've got the Overbeing of Myth, which is a hybrid green-blue for 5. Helps draw extra cards. Don't let your hand size get to 0 because it will die. Divinity of Pride is a dumb one. Again, it's hybrid black-white 5 mana. If you have 25 more life, it gets 4/4, making an 8/8 flying lifelinker. Pretty good. And the Overseal of Dusk is hybrid green-white for 5 mana, but it's pro red, blue, and black. Mainly run it for my play group because there's a lot of Grixis players, but these guys are good for devotion, but if you didn't need them at all, totally cut them, but I like playing with them. The shrines are good fun and they fit the theme well. We have gods, you've got shrines to gods, plus when we board wipe the shrines they get wrecked and they help establish good board presence. So Sanctum for All being the key one, of course. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may go and search your library for a shrine, or your graveyard too actually, and put into the battlefield. If you have 6 more shrines, double effects basically. For this deck I've gone with 3 OG shrines and 3 new shrines. So Infinite Rage, Life's Web, and Seeing Winds, all the originals. So that's damage, tokens, and draw. While the new ones we've gone with Plentiful Harvest, Calm Waters, and Stone Fangs, which is mana, more draw, and hemorrhaging and gaining life on your own end. But having out 7 shrines would feel so good. All those effects getting doubled up, you'd have so much card draw, token production, just hemorrhage people. Shrines on their own can win a game.
This is brilliant, but I like this.
Like I said a few times earlier, board wipes. We run 4 cheap board wipes all at 4 mana. Day of Judgment, Wrath of God, Shattered Skies, not bad, and Supreme Verdict. Just keep nuking the board. They got 2 creatures and you got a board wipe, just do it. Keep the board empty for you to get Golos out to rush those god cards out quick as you can. We run Scroll Rack, Jason Mind Sculptor, and Brainstorm, here to put cards from our hand back into our library. So if we have god cards here that we need to get out with Golos' effect, or the land effect, World Tree, we can chuck them back in. Plus, Jason Mind Sculptor is $40. When was the last time he was $40? And Scroll Rack's sitting around 30. Thank God for the reprints. Conjurer's Closet is just here for your commander. Keep resetting him, get more lands out of your library. Ideally, Tudo's here for a couple things. You could just get any god out that you want to play with. I would probably get Thassa so you can get her out to keep resetting your commander to get more lands out of your library. Or go and get Sanctum for All to help establish a really strong board presence after every time you're board wiping. Ristic Studies, just good old draw. Love Ristic Studies, no one ever pays the one. In terms of protection, Darksteel play is better above everything else because it itself is indestructible and gives the creature indestructible. So if the board's getting blown up constantly, the creature's still going to stay around. Lightning Greaves, just good old Shroud, love it. And Ghostly Prisoners to try and stop early aggression if we can. Got a couple counter spells, mainly just to prevent our commander from getting killed or protecting the land so it goes off to get all the god cards out. Counterspell, Negate, Mana Leak, Delay, and Essence Scatter. All nice, cheap 2 mana counterspells, easy to cast. Onto Ramp. Reshape the Earth can be a win on its own too, because you're going to search library for 10 lands, dump them into play. You've got Maze's End, so have every 10 Guildgate out and you win the game effect. Surely, by the time you're playing that super, you at least have a couple of the guild gates. You can go and get Maze's End, or the other gates you're missing, and just win with that card alone. Other ramping spells, Farseek, Scrying, and Visits help you just get lands out of your library. Most of our dual lands that have actually both types will try and have Forest, because a lot of these effects do say a Forest card. Expedition Map can get any land as well. Probably Field of the Dead, if you're trying to really crunch your opponent. Again, it's a land slot that can produce an army. While Sky Shroud Claim get 2 forests. Again, like I said, all our dual types have at least forests in them so we can get more colours with that. And the route here can be for your guild gates. Birds of Paradise feels great on turn 1. Exploration. We've got a lot more lands than other players, plus we're trying to play a lot more. Must have. Seaborn Muse keeps your mana open every turn, so you keep using Golos' effect to cheat more things in. And onto the actual mana rocks, Chromatic Lantern is just another backup to the World Tree. The World Tree does the same effect, but never hurts to have redundancy. Chromatic Orrery. Tons of mana fixing, love it, but it's here for the draw. 5 mana, draw 5 cards. Good. I love the Altar of the Pantheon. Great card. Reduces our devotion down to 4 or 6 on the multicolor gods. Plus, it does give you a little bit of life gain, and it's a mana rock too. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, just defaults here. Or Skyclave Relic. I keep saying in my videos, great mana rock. By default, 3 mana, producing any color you need to indestructible. Good. But can have more copies if you need to pay the kicker cost. Okay, onto the lands. Field of Dead, tutor it out with your command if you want to establish a zombie army on the board, helps come it up, protects you even longer. Maze of Vith to prevent attackers coming to us while we're ramping up. Hall of Heliod Generosity, just to get any gods back from the graveyard, back into your library if you've lost them in any way. Petrified Field is to get World Tree back if we ever lose it. Land Destruction is not common in Commander, well, not that common anyway. In terms of actual colour production, Cascading Cataracts, Command Tower, the Shrine to Nyx, no brainers in a big deck like this, of course. We run all the Triumphs, which we can get with all our land tutoring, no problem. Opens up a ton of colours. We run actual Shocklands that have Forest in them for the keyword, and we run the rest of the budget ones as well here, the Scattered Groves and the Thicket. And the Shocklands that we couldn't fetch, we run as Temples instead in that colour combination. So Temple of Silence, Deceit, Enlightenment, Epiphany, and Malice. That way at least we're still getting all the colours, but we're getting some benefit of scrying since we can't tutor from anyway. With the guild gates, of course, all 10 guild gates cost nothing, they're free at this point. Maze's End is another win condition. If you have all the guild gates out, you just win on the spot. Remember, reshape the earth, search for 10 lands. Pretty easy right there, isn't it? And Plaza of Harmony, a little bit of life gain, produce any colour a gate could produce. Very easy for this deck, of course. So that is my commander deck tech with the World Tree as your commander through Golos, essentially. I think that's a spicy card. They will print more god cards in other sets, so more powerful gods come along. Go in this deck, be even better. And Golos is a commander for it. He's literally designed as a lands matter commander. You can get the land that lets you cheat in the most powerful creatures in the game for no effort. In Commander, 10 mana is nothing. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's a bit too nutty? How would you make the deck more rushy? Like when I was designing, like I need so much draw, but I need so much ramp to get out to 10 mana. When you're playing it, you kind of just have to take a few lumps early on. But once you get the gods out, that's it. Alright, let me know your thoughts, guys, and have a good one. Ta-ta. Thank you for watching the video, guys. I got this out pretty quick, I think, for considering the spoiler came out like 2 days ago. So give the video a like, helps the channel a lot, and please consider subbing. To my patrons, I can't thank you guys enough. I hope you're all safe in the world. We're finally to 2021. I'm starting to feel old. Alright, thank you guys for your support, though.